have a go at that with 2 down. But I think I'd let it play out. Certainly with your number 3 and 4. I think...
give him a chance to swing the bat.
If there's any sort of side hustle by the catcher or anything like that, he'll probably take off. But I don't think he'll be stealing.
This time he's launched it up high. Looks like it's going to go back. And as you could hear, it rattles the commentary booth.
I know exactly where that landed.
Fortunately, folks, we're in a steel container here. So well protected from any fly balls behind the...
Even our ears are protected. So
there we go. You can see us there. Can you see my arms waving? There we go.
You're safe. You're safe, Gary. You're safe.
Good as gold.
Right, here we go. Great pitch. Great pitch.
That really did look like a strike right on the outside half of that plate.
Well, that changes the dynamics because now you've got a situation where 2 down, runners on 2. He's not... Well, he's in a scoring position, but I think Jason may force it now.
Yes, yeah, I mean, you're in that sort of period of the game, surely, Hayden, where one run may be very decisive.
Well, he's got to go now, all the way.
And that ball is going to find the grass, and it has gone a million miles in the air. It has landed not too far behind the second base line, and that has meant that Curtis Dove has scampered all the way from 2 to home. And we were just talking about what was needed to score 1 run that might decide this game. All it needed was a pop fly.
There it is. And look, it's in that no man's land between second base and outfield. And of course, the second baseman had to be in a bit because if anything went to the infield, they had to be able to make that play. So he wasn't creeping at all, and it fell right in that spot between them.
Well, in the meantime, you had Ruben Elkins, who hit that ball, has gone all the way to 2. So with 2 down and Josh Harborough up to bat.
He's just swapped places with Curtis.
He has, and the situation is identical with 2 down.
But we've got 1 run on the board for PCU. So I think Jason will be pretty happy now. And again, he's in a position where he can force this.
So, yeah, I mean, that's the only thing that has changed is the scoreboard.
Well, it's still 2 down, so he can let the batter bat out, or he can push a... I'm not too sure. I know that Curtis was fast. I'm not so sure whether Ruben's quite as quick as he was, so perhaps the steal's not on the... But, hey, 1 overthrow, and that makes it 2 runs.
Yeah, well, this is a very interesting stage of the ball game now. If your Waitakere Bears, the way they have gone about their business has been pretty good in this ball game. It took almost a freak event, really. I mean, it landed in no man's land where it may have had no right to. It wasn't a bad pitch. It wasn't the greatest of hits. You don't deliberately go to fly one just behind second base there.
That's the dynamic. There was 3 fielders around that, and it just fell in that perfect spot.
Oh, and Harborough has lined one out to left field. And now it is PCU who are going to go further ahead and score Elkins from second base. And in the blink of an eye, it has gone from a very tight ball game at 0-0 to PCU Devils in the lead by 2-0.
That was good batting. Just met that ball, off-speed pitch, and just clunked it down left.
The ball was there to be hit. It stayed in the middle. Yeah. Josh Harborough, a vastly experienced player, many years in the Black Sox. He knew exactly what he needed to do when he got the opportunity to hit that one, and he made no mistake.
And these are the situations where you want those guys like Josh to step up and lead and give the team confidence, because now they're confident. It may be 2 down, but they've got 2 runs, and hey, there's another run on base, and there he goes, he's off.
And this is the aggression of JK, Jason Kumaroa, the coach, coming to the fore now. He's got a few nails in the coffin, and he's now looking for insurance.
Well, we're back to that situation again. You've got to run on 2. He's still got that steal situation up his sleeve. He can keep putting that pressure on.
Did they call the first ball a strike? 2 strikes? Yeah, my bad. 2 strikes.
There we go. Young Jacob Lee, the catcher, noticing the error that the home plate umpire had made there.
Good stuff.
Got him to check the score, and indeed it is 2 strikes on the batter, number 27, Drew Delatour.
Ball.
Now, this is the second game that I've had the call on the PCU Devils.
2 strikes.
Hayden, I've been very impressed with their all-round game.
I think they're a complete team. They've got 9 players that know what they're doing. They're moving the ball. There's a lot of bunting going on, a lot of push bunting. They don't seem to have what I call the pure big hitters. But boy, they're moving the ball, and that's all you need to do.
So we got a runner out there, DR out there for Josh Harbrow. It's number 19, Caleb Stevens at second base now. Not going to be needed anymore, however, as Dallas Waitakere comes in and strikes out Drew Delatour for the 3rd out, but not before. Parkland's Christchurch United Devils help themselves to 2 runs, leading the ball game now as we are heading into the 7th innings. I can't believe how fast it's gone because it's now 3 out for the ball game for PCU. We'll find out what happens when we come back in just a minute.
From the humble beginnings of a Wellington garage and with a good helping of Kiwi can-do, Resine have been proudly colouring New Zealand since 1946. Environmentally approved quality paints, colours and expert advice, all available at your local Resine colour shop. Our friendly team are here to help you get the best results for your project. With creative colours and innovative paint all made right here in New Zealand. You can rely on Resine to get the job done.
You can't push the
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There we are. The game in front of us has just been split wide open by the PCU Devils, who have helped themselves to 2 runs in what up until then was an extremely tight affair between them and Waitakere City Bears. 2-0 it is, PCU ahead. This is the 7th innings, and that means that the Bears have got it all ahead of them to try and score 2 runs to even, or 3 runs to go ahead, or that is going to be all said and done.
Well, I think Leon's remained at the top of his game, and I think they're going to have to really pull something out to break his concentration. He's certainly doing everything right. He's getting ahead. He's got 2 strikes again on the batter. So now, I'm not saying he's playing with them, but he's certainly playing his game.
Well, he's got a high level of focus, and that's Philly. As we see, a hard hit to get them going. This one's going back. It's going back. It's gone all the way back. And, you know, Hayden, as he's just hit an automatic home run, we have got a sport where that never looked like happening for 6 innings, and then all of a sudden, bang!
6 innings and 2 strikes. Because I would have thought that pitch would have been a waste pitch.
Yeah.
So there's a classic example of Liam probably getting a bit ahead of himself.
Yeah.
But, hey, that's 1 run, so we start again. So now it's 3 out, 3 down.
Well, that was the catcher, Jacob Lee. Just launched into that one for that solo home run. And with none down, the score is now 2-1. You'd still want to be Parkland's Christchurch United supporter. You'd rather be 2-1 up than
look, I think
still chasing the ball game.
And this is what happens at the end of games. You know, you've seen a picture 3 times. You're going to have more of the batters putting wood on ball. But yeah, that was one out of the bag, wasn't it? Just boom, 2 strikes, boom,
boom.
So look, if they could do that, that was their number 4 batter.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're still right in the middle. Jacob Oxley's, you know, number 5. So if they can get another runner on, then they've got a chance to pull that 2nd run back.
Well, you know, a swing of the bat can change the whole complex of a game, and that's what's just happened. 2 runs. They will now be thanking their lucky stars they got that 2nd run.
Well, it changes the mental dynamics too. Leon's been on top of virtually every batter so far, and all of a sudden he's been dented. So he's come back. He's come back. He's taken the strike out of their number 5 batter, and that's a good mindset for him to.
And that's another thing, isn't it? That's another point. It's about how you deal with it. And Liam Potts has just shown that he knows how to deal with just being hit out of the yard. He's come back strongly, maintained his focus, hit his spots, and struck out the very next batter. Bringing to bat number 20, Daly Ogden Kerry.
He's got a good mental game. He really does. He does all sorts of things to make sure he's got a rhythm. He does exactly the same thing each pitch. He hides his pitch well. It's very hard for you to see what he's pitching. He's just got a routine that he goes through.
And that's key. And this time he's been asked to field, and he's up to the challenge. Throws it to Josh Harbrow, and PCU take one more step towards closing this game out. Not before it was a little bit of heart-in-the-mouth stuff after Jacob Lee came over and launched one over the centre field fence.
Well, here's Dallas again, and, he's a big boy, so I think Leon's got to be careful what he does, because if he gets anything through that middle there, he's got a good swing on him.
Ball.
He's pitched and batted the whole game, so nobody's seen more of the ball than Dallas.
Exactly.
Yeah, Amaitatu, he's
But that was a good starting pitch from Leon. It was just out of the zone, outside. Certainly he wasn't going to get hit anywhere.
Yeah, that was a very good strike this time. Rising on the outside edge of the plate, gets the batter going for it.
They seem to be targeting the outside to start with, and I think with those two hit pitches on the inside, I think they've been pushing it more on the outside, but I wouldn't be surprised if towards the end of the bat they go back in.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the way that Dallas stands, he puts the back foot right up on the line, and that opens his stance up, but it also makes him susceptible to a pitch on the inside.
Well, it's working up to that strikeout pitch, and that's what Liam's really good at doing. So he's got 2 strikes on him now, and I would say that he's probably going to come back with a waste pitch because he's only got 1 ball.
2 and 2.
He doesn't want to give him anything too close. And if he wants to swing at something high, inside or outside, Liam will let him do it. Got him.
And there we go. Liam Potts underlines his quality. He gave up 1 solo shot in this innings. Otherwise, he has been in full command for the whole ball game. And it is the PCU Devils from Canterbury who wind out winners over the Waitakere Bears in what was a very tight ball game by 2-1. Hayden Smith, how did you see that game? Your final thoughts?
Oh, look, I think it was a great. I love a key context like that. I think Liam controlled the game really well. Cameron Watts, who was catching, did a great job to keep him his head focused. I think Josh Harbrow, the senior player, made a big difference. I think Dallas Amatatu can take his, can be very proud. And I think Jacob Lee, the catcher for Waitakere Bears, he can take his. He kept them in the game with that big hit, and he caught well as well. So there's a few stars in that game. I really enjoyed it.
Yep. Absolutely. Both teams played extremely well in what was a very tight ball game. Those of us who are purists of the game love to see those pitcher battles. Certainly got one of those in spades today. 2 runs to 1. It was the Devils beating the Bears. Don't go anywhere because we're going to be back very shortly for another highly exciting game, the same as what we've had all day. Here on Diamond 1 at Fraser Ballpark, I'm Gary Rohihi for Ballpark Broadcasting and Hayden Smith, my colour commentator. All of our staff here on the commentary team and in the technical crew, thank you very much for tuning in. But don't go anywhere because we'll be back in just a minute.